Sporting 2, Arsenal 2, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Bucky's View. Please like the video. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Listen, I swear to you, like, I said it. I knew it. It was either going to be one of those games where we come out and we're explosive in the first 15 minutes and we blow them out of the water, or it was going to be one of the games where, you know, they kind of stuck in and they dug in and they were going to really play to get the points or to get something out of this game. And clearly, Sporting have been able to get something out of this game. 2-2, it ended. Unbelievable game, you know. To be honest with you, at second half we were the better team, of course. Second half we put much more pressure on them, but first half I feel for me it was a poor first half. You know, I feel as though we didn't impose our games as much as we needed to, as much as we wanted to. Players that really and truly stood out for Arsenal, I would say only really Saliba. Saliba scoring a goal in the 22nd minute and controlling that midfield, blocking out everything, cutting out everything from the wingers to the strikers, you know, keeping those offensive players as quiet as he could. Kiwior had an okay game as well. He was part at fault, I feel as though, for the first goal that we conceded in the set piece. I felt as though he didn't read the flight of the ball, or maybe he anticipated that somebody was going to come over him, because you can kind of see him kind of ducking, and you never want to see your defender, your central defender, ducking in terms of them kind of situations. And yeah, Saliba, he was by far the man of the match. Everyone else, I'm not gonna lie to you, like, it was more or less a average performance. You know, Saka was very quiet in this game, extremely quiet. He tried, especially in the second half. You know, he tried to do his thing. He tried to get that sort of match-winning goal. You can see it with those left shots, but it just wasn't meant to be. I feel as though Saka really needs a rest. You know, as much as he might say, you know, I've recovered, coach, and I'm ready to go and I'm firing all cylinders, you can tell, because, you know, you can't underestimate freshness. You know, you can't underestimate being fresh. And I think it's about time that Mikel Arteta really does rest Bukayo Saka for a little piece. You know, we got a game in 3 days, you know, against Fulham, and that's not going to be easy, and he's most certainly going to start Saka. So are we going to see Saka at his sharp sort of best, or are we going to see him jaded and looking a bit sort of, you know, a bit tired on the pitch? Reiss Nelson, I feel as though he didn't take advantage of his starting position today, of his starting role today. You know, he could have did much more. I felt as though his touches and stuff were okay, but his final decision and some of his crosses as well, tame crosses, his shots as well, going all over the place. You know, he could have done much more. You know, I felt as though I was going to see a bit more of a sharper type of performance from Reiss Nelson, especially obviously looking back at the game and the cameo versus Bournemouth. Who else did good? Gabriel, he played very well when he came on as well. Gabriel was solid when he came on to shore up that defense and, you know, make sure that we at least don't lose the game. Listen, I always say, and I'll continue to say, if we're not going to win, then we're going to draw. Then we've got to draw at least. We cannot lose. And we've come back to Europe and we've drawn this game. It's an away draw, so it's good. You know, it's not a defeat. Back at the Emirates, 16th of March. We get the job done. This is a tie game. You know, this is not a 90-minute sort of tie. You know, it's 2 games, so we're at midpoint. So let's not, you know, overreact, please, and let's make sure that we support the guys. Let's make sure that, you know, they can look back at this performance and they can understand, you know, where it kind of went wrong and how it can be rectified in the second leg, and then we go from there. But 2-2, of course, we always want to win. You know, Arsenal need to go into games really implementing this winning mentality. Like, we're not going to leave until we get the win. And if we have to die on this pitch, we die on this pitch. And I just felt as though we didn't see a lot of that. We didn't. Final third, you know, Jorginho, you know, he didn't. I didn't really see a lot of free balls. It was all a bit too side to side. Zinchenko again being everywhere on the pitch, trying to do everything, but not really doing too much as well. And then I felt as though it got to a certain point where, you know, he was letting the occasion kind of get to him, and I felt as though that's why he was subbed. Obviously, he received a yellow card, I think. You know, he had these little moments with some of the Sporting players, and he needed to come off. Again, Zinchenko, you know, taking risks with possession. You know, today some of the things I've been talking about with Zinchenko, that he risks a bit too much at times. He keeps on doing it. You know, it worked out a little bit here and there today. He didn't lose possession, but if it was in a Premier League where, you know, the game's at a faster speed and he needs to cut out those little things that he does. You know, sometimes it's just a simple square pass, but he's trying to nibble through and he's trying to take too long on the ball, and, you know, he's dwelling on the ball. Anyways, not the greatest of games, but not the worst of results. I'm used to winning now. It's so crazy because I'm really used to winning now, and it would have been nice to get another win. We've got one before on the ground at the Alvalade, and I feel as though we could have got another one. But 2-2 it ends, and yeah, overall, William Saliba, man of the match by far. But Granit Xhaka played well. Listen, I'm not going to get onto Matt Turner. You know, Matt Turner, he hardly plays. We're going to obviously see him getting more involved in a game now, getting more involved, having more games with the Europa League, and he should get into his match sharpness. Matt Turner's a good keeper, you know. Kiwior had a good debut. I would say he had a good debut. Of course, he came off just a few minutes after the second half started, and for Gabriel, but I think he had a again, as I said, post that little situation with Sporting's first goal, I think he had a solid debut, and the fullbacks were okay as well. You know, Ben White, again, a lot of the times he could do, because you know he's got it, Ben White. Do you know what I mean? It's just I don't know, man. I don't know. Average for me, very average. I thought you could have played better as well. Disappointed the fact that Odegaard didn't play. I felt as though Odegaard could have he would have probably been the player to unlock that defense. You know, yeah, that's the one that I feel as though could have really maybe got us that final little push to get the win. But Smith Rowe did okay. Smith Rowe tried to do his thing. You know, Smith Rowe just needs fitness as well. Clearly, he still needs fitness. But yeah, 2-2. We see these guys again on the 16th of March, and yeah, disappointed, but not overall upset or anything like that. And we move, ladies and gentlemen. Again, I'm going to ask you to like the video. I'm going to ask you to subscribe to the channel and share as well, and continue to show support. I love you all. Tell somebody you love them. Tell somebody you don't like you love them, and let's keep it moving. We'll see these guys on the 16th.